I went to boot camp at Parris Island, and of course, on my way down on the train, pretty much every stop that the train made, there was caskets brought off the train, and I'm sitting there thinking, "Oh, you stupid idiot! You're going to die in a rice paddy." Anyway, I got to boot camp, and the way I like to explain boot camp to people is the first week of boot camp, I thought I was going to die. The second week of boot camp, I wish I had. But then the third week, all the exercise and the diet and everything started taking hold, and I started feeling good about everything. And I remember one incident in boot camp where I really screwed up. We were doing the obstacle course. So before we do the obstacle course, we'd be in our formation and we'd take off our shirts, or the Marine Corps calls them blouses. We're going to make a man out of you, but you're going to wear a blouse, you know. So we'd had to fold them all just so and put them at our feet, and then take our cover off and put that on just the way you're supposed to, you know, and then go to the obstacle course. Well, I came off the last obstacle, and I'm running back in T-shirt, showers, boots, and this lieutenant is walking across the field. So while I'm running, I said, "Good afternoon, Lieutenant." And I thought to myself, "Oh, you idiot. What the hell did you just do?" And he called me back. He said, "Come here, Private." He says, "Do you realize what you just did?" I said, "Yes, sir, I did." Of course, I was standing at attention. We were always standing at attention. He says, "What did you do?" I said, "Sir, I saluted the lieutenant while running. I saluted the lieutenant while not at attention. I saluted the lieutenant while out of uniform. I saluted the lieutenant while I was uncovered." He said, "Okay, so you know you fucked up." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Who's your drill instructor?" So I told him, "Staff Sergeant Egan, sir." He said, "Okay." He says, "When you get back to your barracks, I want you to tell your drill instructor exactly what happened here." "Yes, sir." "Okay, dismissed, Private." So I continued on over, put my blouse on, put my hat on, or cover, sorry, Marine Corps cover. And all the way back to the barracks, I'm thinking, okay, what do I do? What's the lesser of my two evils? For number one is, if I tell him what happened and the lieutenant doesn't call, I said, well, I'm putting myself in trouble for no reason. But if I don't tell him and the lieutenant does call, I'm in deeper shit. So I figured I'm going to take the lesser of the two evils, and I went in. And of course, the way we had to knock to get into the drill instructor's office, you had to stand beside the door with your shoulder up against the door frame, and then you knocked like this. And of course, the usual response was, "Gee, I think I heard somebody at my door," which meant, okay, you got to knock harder. So after 2 or 3 episodes of that, and finally, "Oh, there is somebody at my door. What do you want?" So I took one step forward, did my left face, said, "The recruit would like to speak to the drill instructor, sir." I said, "All right, come on in." So I told him what happened. He said, "Okay." He said, "You know you screwed up." He says, "Okay, well, you go back to the squad bay and finish cleaning your weapon." All right. I said, "Yes, sir. Thank you, sir." And I said, oh, my God, I can't believe I said that. Because the drill instructor was not a ewe. A ewe is a female sheep. Okay. So immediately he started in on me. What do you want to do to me? Scum, maggot, because we were never in, I don't think the drill instructor even called us private. We were scum, we were maggots, we were the lowest thing on the earth because we were trying to ruin his Marine Corps. Right? So he said, so you want to fuck me, do you? I said, no, sir. He says, well, you called me a you. He says, are you a farm boy? I said, no, sir. He said, all right. He said, get out in the squad bay and give me 50 bends and thrusts. Now, bends and thrusts were one of the hardest exercises to do because what it did, you started at attention, standing up, you squatted down, kicked your legs out behind you, so you ended up in a push-up position, then you brought your legs back in, then you stood up, and that was one. So I had to do 50 of those. So I did my 50, and I'm standing there in the middle of the squad bay, waiting for him to come out. So he came out, and he saw me standing there, and he says, hey, maggot, did you finish your 50 bends and thrusts? I said, yes, sir. He said, okay, go clean your weapon. Yes, sir, thank you, sir. Oh, jeez. He says, okay, you haven't learned your lesson, give me 50 more. So after I finished those 50, well, while I was doing them, I was afraid that my hands were going to slip out from under me because they were landing in a pool of sweat. At Parris Island in April, we're talking very hot, humid weather. So that was my biggest screw up in boot camp. Well, I was starting to get into shape then. I mean, right now, I don't know if I could do one, but